An Ode to Unventured Waters by Gregarious Piranu, Culture Admiral of the glorious nation of Galyria. What could hope to match the sea, that perfect rhythmic symphony of sails unfurled and straining, striving, gulls a-calling, deckhands climbing, pushing forward, ever onward, hearts a-flutter, ever somber. The ocean is dangerous, ancient, and free, but my love burns for her unconditionally. With so much to do and so much to see, I can't think of anywhere better to be. Our destination, we could say, its stars and moon will point the way, to newfound lands and histories, to undiscovered mysteries. The stories folk delight to hear, so rally forth, hearts full of cheer. And when next the ship comes in from sea, those wondrous colors flying free, and wanderlust should grip your heart, well, that's the perfect time to start. The Navy office welcomes all who hear the ocean's siren call. You can learn on the job, make Galyria proud. The Voyager fleet is the finest around. Hello, and welcome to Roll Dice and Cry, an actual play podcast where we roll dice and you cry.
And we will also cry.
And we will also cry. Today I'm joined by Emily Riesbeck.
Hello, I am Emily Riesbeck. You probably know me by now if you've gotten this far, but I write comic books, and you can read my superhero comic, The Blue Valkyrie, at bluevalkyriecomic.tumblr.com, and you can find me on Twitter at The Blue Valkyrie, where I share all my other comics and work, which is a lot of things.
A lot of things. I'm also joined by Nora Udelius.
Yes, hello. You might also know me if you've been listening, but you can find me on Twitter at Snoro, where I post some drawings.
Hell yeah. And I am, as always, your GM, your best friend, Zachary Frederickson. You can find me on Twitter at ObfuscatingGod, and I'm thinking about changing that.
We've been thinking about changing that since we started the podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to keep thinking about it.
Okay.
So today, we are joining Tiuku and Zara Fontaine, our Star Wars. Actually, why don't you tell me what your characters are, their names, their classes, and their bonds?
I am Zara Fontaine. I am a Laganel artificer, which of course, as you all know, is a bunny person. And as far as bonds go, I do have one with Tiuku, which is that Tiuku is interested in my inventions, so she will be my personal assistant. I have two other bonds, one with Adeline. Adeline's physiology makes her magically resistant. She would be a great test subject. Mm-hmm. And finally, I have a bond with Radiant. Radiant thought my gadgets were useless. I will show him.
And so, yeah, so even though they're not here, those relationships and your thoughts regarding them can still change. You can, your opinion can change as much spending time away from each other as you can spending time with each other.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah. Nora, can you tell us about Tiuku?
Yes, Tiuku is the thief, but I actually changed my playbook to the City Thief, which is a modification of the Thief playbook by
purimpulsecontrol.tumblr.com. That's control CTRL. Same person who wrote the
Peerless Fighter.
The Peerless Fighter for Ford. Not for Ford, but the one that we use with Ford. Good playbooks on that one. Can you tell us about about Tiuku's bonds?
Yes, I have a bond for Zara, which is that I will convince Zara the benefit of using her inventions for selfish gains.
Oh.
And for Ford, I have that I am sure that Ford will prove a good distraction in the future too. And for Radiant, I have that I will protect Radiant from having to dirty his hands.
And you've got alignments. You have two special, distinct alignments. And since we're talking about different things with your characters, you want to knock those out too?
Sure. My alignment is that I want to prove the value of my inventions to others. That's Zara's alignment. I also have an alignment that is related to Arto, the Titan that Zara is a reincarnation of, and that is to ensure you receive credit for your actions.
I also have two. It's one that I share with my Titan is willing to drag myself through mud so people around me don't have to.
Wow.
And defer judgment to your teammates and listen to orders.
That's Dominica's one that you don't exactly...
Yes, definitely do not share it anyway.
All right. Cool. So we're coming back now after that month from the calf creation episode, your celestial armature frames, your robot suits, which are, still a thing. And the other team has left to look into a potential issue at Kiln near Purple Meadows, which is a village in Zolyat that Iliada Toratora, Ms. Bright Eyes, comes from. You, on the other hand, are actually doing the stuff that the Titans need to do. You have been requested by Lady Deeplore, the mysterious benefactor of your expeditionary company, the one who hired you and who organized all of this. You've been hired by her to go to Toulaine, where a node from the ancient Titan era exists, and fix it so that it works again. And when you fix that, it should re-up long-range communications with old Titan tech. That you have these like little walkie-talkie things, these communicator jars that are like sort of holophones or whatever that work in the short range if you are within, a mile of each other. But anything further than that, it gets frizzy. And if you set this up, you should be able to keep in contact all across Galyria and hopefully beyond as more uplinks get set up. Is there anything else I'm missing? Any other things that we should remember going forward?
I had a question before we kind of get into it, actually. Do we know the names of our mechs?
Yeah.
How do we know?
Well, I figured probably like there's not like screens. You can't see like, occult serendipity loading up, but like basically that. It's like when you get in, you know it.
Okay, so it's like a sort of magical instinction or intuition.
Yeah. At least that's how I was thinking about it. That there's, you were drawn to your artifacts, you were drawn to these mechs, and when you get in them, it might be that you're like remembering their names, or it could be that they are telling you their names through your sync connection.
Maybe a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yes, exactly.
I'm like, suddenly it's like I remember. All right, sweet. Are we still on the Bastion?
Yes, you are still. Well, that depends where you want to, cut back. Because you've been sent to Toulaine by way of Azure Bay, but you haven't actually, we haven't played out that departure, and we could play out that departure, or we could just cut to you on the boat. We could cut to you getting to Azure Bay. Azure Bay to the Bastion, you've already taken that path, and it goes through safe waters. Okay. So that's just kind of a time skip.
Nice. Yeah, I guess, well, it's just me and, Tiuku going then?
It's you and Tiuku, and, Eustace was assigned to go with you. Cool. Because he is a mechanic. He's the mechanic for the Titans, and he is going to be hopefully helping you fix the uplink when you get there.
I think, this all sounds solid.
Nice.
You also have been given a couple secondary objectives by Lady Deeplore. She asked that you drop up a correspondence with the office of the Culture Admiral, Gregarious Piranu, while you're in Azure Bay, because he lives there.
Okay. I can do, boss.
And she's also decided that Nemo can go with you. Should go with you.
Tiuku and the nerds.
Tiuku and the nerds.
Yeah. And he was kind of like, "Are you sure?" when she asked him to go, but she's like, "Yes, you're." For all this foul mood he's been in, he's still like her face when you're dealing with stuff like that. So he might just do some negotiations for you. And the thing to remember is that both Eustace and Nemo have what are called hireling stats now. Each of them, when they're with you, gives you special bonuses. They both have loyalty 2 with you, which is pretty solid. I think halfway to max. Nemo has 4 ranks in minstrel and 4 ranks in priest. Which means that he can, anytime you're in a place where you're buying things, you can subtract the price of them by 4.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
And yes, and he can always find you like accommodations and like anywhere you go, he can like ingratiate you with the local populace.
Seems pretty useful. I'm not gonna lie. Me and Nemo don't get along very well, but this seems like a pretty sweet deal. Listen, I'm always gonna say yes to a little bit more coin.
Yes. So technically the skill is called A Hero's Welcome. When you enter a place of food, drink, or entertainment with a minstrel, you will be treated as a friend by everyone present, unless your actions prove otherwise. You also subtract their skill from all prices in town. And he also has the power of a priest. What he's a priest of, you don't know. That might just be shorthand for medical knowledge. When you make camp with a priest, if you would normally heal, you heal plus skill HP, so you get an extra 4 HP every time you heal at camp. And if you get your wounds staunched by him when not making camp, you heal 2 times his skill HP. So you heal 8 HP by him healing you actively. But you do take -1 forward, as it is painful and distracting, because it's not the same as getting normal, like cure wounds or lay on hands or a healing potion.
Okay. Again, pretty useful.
Yes, definitely.
It's kind of a quick and dirty thing. And then Eustace has the skills Mechanic 5, Priest 2, and Protector 1. Mechanic is one that I've written for this campaign specifically. It's a special hireling, which is kind of like a priest and kind of like something else. He has the skills of Expert Oversight, where you add a skill to all rolls to repair when you make camp.
To repair the calves, right?
The mechs, yes.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
Then he also has the Hotfix skill, which is when a mechanic repairs your calf during an engagement, you heal 2 times skill. It's the same as Staunch Wounds, basically, except for robots.
It's the same as Priest, but for mechs and stuff, for people with flesh bodies.
Yeah, exactly. He's also got the Protector thing, so he has the skills of Sentry, which when he stands between you and an attack, you increase your armor against that attack by his skill, so you can get an extra 1 armor, but he can only do that once between heals.
Okay.
And he can also give you a +1 to defy danger if he helps you out with it. But you can only get a 7 and 9 when he does that.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I'm down with this mechanically. Yeah. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the important thing about all what's it called? Hirelings is that they come with a cost, which is a thing that they need to have fulfilled at least occasionally while they are in your employ. And that can be something as simple like money, or it could be something more complex or esoteric. Like, Eustace is good accomplished. He wants you to accomplish good while you're with him, and if you do the opposite of that, if you accomplish evil, or if you're like an asshole to people, he will become less and less loyal to you.
Oh no.
And Bartimaeus Nemo's is knowledge uncovered.
So we have to, yeah, that's as it sounds. We got to uncover knowledge, or else he's going to be mad at me again.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You need to at least occasionally uncover knowledge to maintain his cost. And that can come to bear in direct ways, like if you roll to make them do something dangerous, degrading, or crazy due to your orders, you have to roll their loyalty. And one of the requirements when you do that is if you don't fully succeed, they demand an immediate fulfillment of their cost, or as close to immediate as possible.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's all. I think that's all the special accommodations for new mechanics that we have to hit.
Yeah.
So with all that in mind, what are y'all thinking?
There's still one more objective, which is the letter that Tiuku received from Ford to deliver to his parents.
To his parents, which are in Toulaine, which is a university town that Ford grew up in back in the day, or went to school before he became Ford. So that's another thing to remember. So you have one thing in Azure Bay, you have one thing in Toulaine, and you also have your overarching objective of get the uplink going.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think the other crew took Daria with them, which means they took the hand in hand. So there's only one ship left for you on the island, which is the Eye to Eye, Ms. Deeplore's ship.
Ooh, fancy. We're riding in style today.
Nice.
It's a nice ship. It's got a reinforced bay. You know, I bought that one Dungeon World expansion with the shipbuilding mechanics in it. I should make stats for these boats.
Yeah, hell yeah, definitely.
Just in case we have naval combat.
I assume that the bay is for our calves, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
You can carry the. I don't think either of the ships can carry all 5, but I think they could each maybe carry 3.
Is Deeplore with us?
No, she's staying on the island.
I'm going to ask. I'm assuming she's going to be around for like our departure though.
Yeah. She's her and Ileana and Calico.
Oh, Calico's here. I figured the other team would take him.
The other team took Jameson. So Calico is there too. His contract is kind of fluid. He was Nemo's bodyguard, but now it's shifted to he is protecting Lady Deeplore.
Got it.
Or if he gets sent out, his job is to protect whoever he's with.
I think that it sounds better to take Nemo because we're going to be in towns and shit, and we need someone who can talk good because I sure can't.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. I want to say to Lady Deeplore as we're loading the calves into the bay. Mm-hmm. I want to say, so when we get to Azure Bay, and I'm sure you've thought of this, of course, because I know you've probably thought of everything, but how do we take the mechs and get them into the city and then into Galyria? The calves, excuse me. I would say calves, not mechs.
Yeah. Or the frames.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Whatever is specific and correct. Is what
we
Zara
keep
says.
calling them giant robots in fiction, which is wild because they wouldn't know what a robot is.
Yes, you're right.
We're kind of playing fast and loose with what phrases and philosophers that they know that exist in this world. No. I mean, I just mean in general because the other teams, we're all saying giant robots because that's what they is. But I think she says, "Don't worry about that, dear. I've arranged for, at least within Galyria, I've arranged for transportation and storage of the celestial armature frames at any of the major cities. If you go out to the boonies, things might be a little bit more complex. But anyway that Marble Railways goes, you'll be able to transport the frames without much issue." And Eustace is walking by with a crate. He's helping load stuff onto the ship. And when she says Marble Railways, his ears both flick back, and he almost drops the crate, but he keeps going.
Yeah, no problem. I'm not gonna push him on that. Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So she is. Marble Railways is a company that builds railways outside of Castellon, which has its own railway company.
Okay.
Specifically a
Galyrian, right?
No, well, it's kind of. I don't know if you know the history of this corporation, but you know that if you've been to Galyria, if you've been, even the very few railroads that have been built in Valentina, are marble railways, if there are at all.
Yeah, maybe a few, but not very many.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. All right, and so that's basically, well, in Galyria at least you don't have to worry about making concessions for transportation.
Sounds good to me.
The other team has had to deal with that.
Suckers.
Yeah, because I went to this little yacht instead, and she doesn't know anybody there. So is there anything else you need figured out before you head out, or?
I'm good.
Yeah, I think that's all.
All right. So yeah, everybody loads into the boats and sets off. It is a 5-day journey to Azure Bay. Before, originally, I'd said it was a week and a half, but I looked at the scale of our map and I figured it out a little bit better. And basically, each of these hexes is a single day's travel, which is actually good because y'all have 5 days worth of rations on you.
Perfect.
Nice.
We can stock up back at Azure Bay.
Yes.
I just want to ask an important question, which is, what kind of accommodations do we have on this ship?
Very important question. I was going to ask that myself.
I think they are nicer than the hand-in-hands, for sure.
Okay, so really quick, I just want to point this out to you.
Uh-huh.
We're the Titans.
Oh.
So I feel like we're entitled to a little...
Well, considering the ship doesn't have a captain, like officially, you could just be set up in the captain's.
I like the sound
cabin.
of this.
Yes. Where does Lady Deepler usually stay? Because I was going to have Tiuku break into wherever she usually stays and just stay there. But...
I mean, it would probably just also be the captain's cabin.
Yeah, that's fine then. She doesn't need to break into anywhere.
Well, this is a small ship, right?
It can hold 3 giant robots.
Do we have to share a room, though? That's what I'm asking.
You can if you want to. You don't. There's only one captain's quarters.
Ooh, true. Okay, I've got an idea. So I think that, Tiuku, you probably, go right for the captain's quarters and, this is my spot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like Zara just follows you in and doesn't seem to, understand that, maybe we should go find separate accommodations. Oh, look, there's 2 beds in here. Perfect.
Oh. Great.
I put my stuff down. Yeah, isn't it? Here, why don't I get us some... And I start ruffling through my things.
Do you think there's 2? You think there's 2 beds in there?
I mean, sure, it's like a queen suite, you know?
Yeah, it's a big bed.
It's a big bed. Well, I'm not suggesting that there's 2 beds because the 2 occupants sleep separately. I'm suggesting that there's 2 beds because it's like a queen suite. And they can push them together.
Okay. I mean, they can't. They're both old.
They're both old, but they can get someone to push them together for her.
I guess. All right. I mean, it's up to you. I was figuring it for a single bed sort of situation.
It could be a single bed if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh no. There's one bed.
Oh no, there's one bed, 2 of us. But in all seriousness, I am chatting with Tiuku this whole time.
Uh-huh.
Probably incessantly. And, so, for example, I'm gonna say, okay, Tiuku, you don't believe in this whole reincarnation thing, right?
Absolutely not.
Right, but let's just say it was true for 1 second, just 1 little second, let's just say it was true. Do you think, they say that I'm supposed to be, Arto and you're supposed to be Dominica. And I was just wondering, do you think that they would have been friends?
Arto and Dominica?
Yeah.
I can't imagine anyone being Dominica's friend. Really? She seems very stuck up. But maybe.
Oh.
And I think she pets Zara on the head doesn't want to crush Zara's dreams of friend titans.
Of being friends, of friendship. Zara definitely smiles at that and says, okay, let's just say hypothetically that, this whole reincarnation thing is true. Do you think that we would, remember things from our past lives, or do you think that would all just be, not happening?
I have a hard time remembering things from yesterday, depending on the day, but...
Right. Hey, do you think that, they had different, very different food back in the day? Because I always thought that, I didn't really have a taste for a lot of things growing up. I was a little bit of a picky eater, and, maybe that makes sense if you think about it like that.
Uh-huh. Maybe. I think she's just, kinda nodding and, saying, yes.
Yeah.
At this point.
Looking in the jewelry cabinets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely Zara just keeps, like, chatting incessantly, asking these, like, stupid hypothetical questions to Tiuku.
Oh man, it's too bad. Nemo just wasn't answering anyway. All right. Is there anything else that we want to focus on this ship voyage, or are we time skipping that?
I mean, is there anything that, like, exciting that happens?
No, this is since it's so close and it's a path you've trekked before. I wasn't going to make y'all roll for a perilous journey.
Okay.
I will say that going forward, when you are passing through civilized lands, basically anything that's developed enough to have roads between the places, you will, instead of rolling a perilous journey, you'll just pay whatever amount of rations it would take to get there.
In that case, yeah, I think I'm good unless, like, because I'm definitely avoiding Nemo this whole journey if I can. Mm-hmm. And maybe hanging out with Eustace once in a while. And I'm continuing to make some, like, sort of tweaks and modifications to the occult serendipity. Because I've almost put the finishing touches on my modifications, or at least some of my modifications that I intend for it. And we sort of talked about this a little bit. Because the gadgets are so important to the Artificer playbook, I would get some gadgets for the mech as well. But we decided that maybe it would be too much to get all of them at once because they're big and probably take time to create. So I created 2. I don't know if we want to do 2 or 1.
I thought we were starting with 1.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I made 2 just in case, so we can play it baby or something. But yeah, I got them.
Yeah, like if you have time during a downtime to, like, work on one, maybe we can make a clock or something for it.
Sure. So, like, yeah, I've got 1 of them fixed. But I definitely think that, like, it was hard to get it to work.
Uh-huh.
Because I feel like, well, the caps sort of have a bit of a mind of their own, so I feel like the occult serendipity was definitely not happy about having modifications done to it, because it's perfect and beautiful just the way it is. Which is that it was designed to be perfect and beautiful.
So actually, I kind of want to, like, zoom in on this real quick, on this boat journey. With you building this, which one are you building?
Why don't we have somebody come ask?
No, well, that's what I'm saying, is that this scene, is, you're in the bay, of the ship where the robots are, and you're making your modifications. I was just wondering, like, which part of them you're modifying, so and, like, what
the wrist of one of them.
Okay.
One of the wrists.
And what's the thing you're putting on it look like? Like, how does it, you mentioned it's probably going to clash, but I'm just curious in what way specifically.
Well, first of all, it's just on the one hand, it's just like metal. Oh, I've got an idea. Okay, so you said that whenever the Fontaine is put on, the mech, it sort of, like, kind of melds to it if it's used for repairs?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got an idea.
Because all of these have been worked in such a way, they resemble different materials.
I've got an idea, and that is that I've made this device out of Fontainium, and it looks like a, like, canister, which could fill with fuel or gas, attached to, like, a nozzle, basically. Uh-huh. And it's attached, I'm attaching it to the wrist. It's pretty big, but it's just relative to the mech, relative to the calf, it's small, but, it's basically like I don't want to spoil it exactly, but it should be pretty obvious. There's also something that goes in front of the nozzle. Uh-huh. Another little device, that will maybe do something that I don't exactly want to spoil right now.
Okay.
Not that it's pretty obvious, but.
Yeah. I mean, well, the thing about it is that it is in some way, it doesn't share the design sensibilities of the rest of the.
Yeah.
cast.
So here's what I'm thinking. It's made out of Fontainium. So my thought, Zara thinking logically, I'm thinking when I put this on, it's going to, like, eventually meld and become like the other material, but it hasn't.
Uh-huh.
Because, my idea is that Serendipity is not happy with this, so it's sort of, like, resisting having it attached.
Okay. So it's physically attached, but it hasn't integrated yet.
Right.
Okay. Which might actually, be a thing that it could do, but it's not.
Right. So, like, I mean, I figure when push comes to shove, I'll make it go. But, yeah, I think, like, I had this idea that maybe, like, I was, like, standing on the arm to put it on, and and serendipity kind of bucks me off.
Maybe not, like, actively, like, bucks you off, but, like, it kind of tilts. Not violently, but just, like, in a little bit of a petty way.
Yeah, perfect. And I definitely like put my hands on my hips and point up at the robot's head and I say, now you, or the calf's head, and I say, now you listen here. I don't want any of this funny business from you. I'm your pilot now, so I say what goes on you.
And you hear from below, well, that's a lot more assertiveness than I expected out of you.
Sounds like Bartimaeus Nemo is here.
Bartimaeus Nemo's down there, and he's kind of looking at his nails.
I'm startled by this. I say it, and I almost like fall over the side, but serendipity moves a little bit so I can regain my balance.
Mm-hmm.
And then I peek over the side, and I adjust my goggles, and I say, Mr. Nemo, I didn't see you there.
Yeah, I know. I also think in this scene that the device hasn't been fully, like, soldered onto it, welded onto it, and so it's got like a pulley in this bay that Eustace is holding onto.
Oh, okay. Are you okay, Mr. Flynn?
I'm fine. Are you alright?
Yeah, just peachy up here.
Anyway, so that's just a thing that he's like kind of shifting and like kind of pulling it up and pulling it down to as the mech is shifted.
Yeah. It keeps like slightly moving away from where Eustace is, and he's like, I don't understand this.
Yeah. And yeah, so Nemo, what was the last thing you said to Nemo before
I said I didn't see you down there, and he said, I know you did.
Get a bit of, tunnel vision when you're working?
Well, you know, when you're attaching such a potentially dangerous device, you need concentration.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't know what I was going to say. I've lost my train of thought.
Oh, no.
Sorry, sir. Let me let you find it.
I've lost.
There's train tracks in Galyria if you're looking for those.
No. I, the DM, have lost my train of thought.
Oh, sorry, sir. I know you're my direct manager, but...
God damn it.
It's probably not helping.
Nope. What the hell is that thing, anyway?
Oh, this, well, I'm very proud of it. I call it the incendiary projector cannon. You see, this tank right here, it's filled to the brim with fuel source.
So it's a flamethrower?
Well, that would not be the scientific term. You see, this tank is filled with a fuel source, and it will fire out of this nozzle here, and this other device is actually an incendiary device that will cause a spark, and it will ignite the fluid as it leaves the chamber.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I've seen a flamethrower before. Why are you putting it on the Serendipity?
Well, I've been studying the Serendipity for a month now, and I've noticed that it doesn't really have any, close range capabilities for weapons, except for, punching things, which to be honest, this calf just wasn't really built for. I figured that this would sort of fill a gap.
So you think, you know better than the Smiths?
Here we go. Well, I'm taking the initiative, man. What do you want? I'm being a good employee. Well, of course, I don't think I know better. It's just that this frame was built for a very specific purpose and with a very specific design integrity that I guess I just don't agree with myself.
No kidding. And he looks at it, and he looks at you, and he kind of puts his hands in his pockets. He says, just make sure it works. And he leaves.
Yes, sir. An asshole. What a fucking prick.
Yeah, Eustace is holding up this pyrokinetic explosion.
Yeah, that's a incendiary projector cannon. Excuse
An incendiary
you.
projector cannon. And he says, well, Somebody didn't ever tell that feller how to play nice with others, did he?
No. It's fine. He really does know best. You know, I mean, he's the boss around here, and there's a reason for that. A little to the left, Eustace.
Yes, ma'am. And he pulls it, and I think that's the scene. And I think with those two, unless Tiuku does anything of particular note on this ship, we can probably just skip forward to Azure Bay.
No, I think Tiuku's just mostly taking it easy. I think she's
chilling.
Yes, I think she's like not very obviously, but kinda avoiding the mechs just a little bit.
Yeah, yours is the weird alien mech too. So like,
yeah.
every time I look at it, it looks weird back at me.
Yeah,
it's like haunting eyes. Like, ugh.
Tiuku's a little unsettled, mostly by the fact that she knows its name, which she probably denies. She denies knowing it.
All right, so the 5 days pass with more or less without issue. You do expend your stores of rations, but you are heading to Azure Bay, which is the jewel of the Galyrian coast, and there is plenty of trade to be had there.
Ooh,
so pretty.
It's a nice visual image here.
There is an Italian coastal town called Manrola, which I am taking as the similar sort of vibe for Azure Bay. Azure Bay is a coast town on the south of Galyria. It's beautiful. There are all of these houses with colored stucco on them, where like the drywall, the construction materials are have this really nice dye mixed in, so that when you build the houses, they're all these different shades of blue. And that dye comes from the blue flowers that grow everywhere.
Oh.
It is built into this mountain that you can see. There's like this sheer cliff just covered in like balconies and stuff jutting out of it that you can see as you sail into port. There are actually 2 bays in Azure Bay. There's one bay that is like filled with like little rowboats and fishing boats and sort of like recreational vessels. And then a fair distance to the east of it, along the coast, there is a disconnected seaport, which is like an island of pontoons built into like a nearby sort of reef or a sandbar that the actual ships depart from. And there's a big ferry that takes materials and people from this seaport back into town, because they don't want to mar the beauty of the actual bay with ships.
Sure, yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm into it. And we have to talk to who are we supposed to talk to here? What's his name again?
You have been asked to drop off a letter. Actually, a number of letters. Daria has one as well, which probably heard at the beginning of episode 6. But the correspondence specifically you've been asked to drop off is for Gregarious Piranu, the Galyrian culture admiral, who is one of the heads of state of Galyria. There are 3 admirals that make up the High Admiralty Council. There is the High Admiral, Foremost Belvedere. There is the War Admiral, Dauntless LaRue. And there is the Culture Admiral, Gregarious Piranu. The 3 of them make up the Admiralty Council that all sort of decisions about the running of this country go through.
I think on the way in, I want to talk to Tiuku a little bit. And I just want to say, while we can see it from the distance, I want to just say, I've been here before, but I gotta say, every time I come here, every time I leave, I seem to forget just how beautiful it is.
It's true. It's a very pretty bay.
Have you ever been here before, Tiuku?
Didn't they leave on the boat to the island from there?
Yes, this is where you set off from.
I mean before that.
Oh, no, I haven't been here before. Or I might not be welcome back if I had.
So you haven't caused trouble here before?
No, she has. She's lied.
Okay.
Can I ask you a slightly personal question?
Tiuku hesitates a bit and is like, sure.
What's the most valuable thing you've ever stolen?
I mean, you have probably heard the way I got the name the Bell Thief.
I actually haven't.
Oh. Well, there's this really, really big bell. Really big bell. In a city in Zoliot.
The monument you told me about was the Zara Bell, which is a Russian monument. In Moscow.
Yeah, which is a really big bell. Like, you can't lift it. It doesn't ring. It's just a decorative bell.
6 meters tall.
If it was so big, how did you manage to steal it?
Well, I'm very talented, She didn't actually steal it. It was a trick.
Oh.
But
It was like how Houdini made elephants disappear, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the record, if it was in like the capital city of Zoliot,
That would be so cool.
yes, that city is called 10,000 Swords.
Oh, that's badass.
I love that. Are there actually 10,000 swords there?
No, it's like the Iron Throne. There's only like 40.
The other team asked that same question when I pointed it on the map. Kind of, it refers to the previous military might of the Empire of Cats.
Oh. The 10,000 swords made me think of there's this sea fortress in Finland, Suomenlinna, and they have like converted old artillery things into fences.
Ooh.
So I was just like thinking of a fence
That's dope
made out of swords.
Fence of swords.
Whoa,
dope as fuck.
that's so good. Yeah, let's definitely take that.
I'm into that.
Fence of swords.
The ones in Finland are like cannons and stuff mostly, but
And it could like surround the castle completely.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm about that. For sure.
Have you ever? Okay, well, not that I would condone something like this, but you of course know about the Valentina family crown, right?
yes.
For everybody who doesn't know, the Valentina family crown is, as I've said before, there's the Valentina family is like sort of like god kings, and so the first crown they ever wore is like an artifact of Valentine, and it is in the castle. Not that I would condone this, of course, but have you ever thought about stealing it?
Oh, many times. I have a plan, actually.
Really? Well, what
Yes.
would you do? How would you get past the guards?
Well, I can't tell the plan right now, of course. But I'll show you someday. Maybe you can be part of it.
Oh, no. I wouldn't want to be part of anything like that. That sounds dangerous and horrible and just a nightmare. But, well, it's kind of fun to think about.
Mm-hmm. I think Tiuku's like really happy that Zara's interested, and she's like, we're gonna steal the crown together.
My friend is taking an interest in my hobbies. Those hobbies are robbing palaces.
I sort of pull out two of the mechanical grappling harness things, and I say, these magnetic grappling harness, these magnetic points can attach to all sorts of things. They're electromagnetic, so they'll work even on things like stone.
Yes,
That's
I
not how
noticed.
electromagnets work, but yeah, we go with that.
I know, but I'm playing into my bond.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. I just want the listeners to know that we know that you can't use an electromagnet on a rock wall.
No, this is a magical electromagnet, though.
It's a magical electromagnet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, listen, what I may or may not know about science is none of the viewers concerned. Because the answer is not a lot. As I keep saying, I should not have played a smart character. Maybe you could use it sometime.
I would love to.
I mean, again, not that I condone that sort of behavior, of course.
Of course not. But
if push comes to shove...
It might be necessary.
Maybe, who knows?
Maybe.
All right, fantastic. This conversation, imagine, was happening on the ferry from the seaport to the bay itself. And when you come up, you realize that this big sheer cliff has two sort of sides. There's a side that borders the bay, which is just sheer, and you can see there's balconies and houses built into the cliff. And then there's a side around the corner from it. You realize that this cliff has been hollowed out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and there is trade loading docks, and this is actually the inside of the cliff, this mountain that this whole town is built on. It is reinforced with like these huge pillars, and like looking up Zara as somebody who knows how to like engineer things, it is a marvel of engineering. It is a train station.
Ooh, I'm feeling like a very like a slightly Booty Bay vibe, if you know what I mean, like from World of Warcraft.
Well, I'm unfortunately never been to the Bay of Booties.
We all joked about that too.
I'm looking it up. Maybe a little bit. This looks pretty. It does look nice. I like the shingles on the roofs.
It's a little bit more ramshackle, but like, you know, it's like built into like on the sides, on the cliff sides, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Just kind of this is sort of like it looks like almost like a Caribbean like tropical thing. Give it a more Mediterranean vibe. And yeah,
awesome. Oh, that's so cool. I'm so excited.
And so this train depot is also a trade depot. You're on a trade ferry. There's two kinds of ferries that leave from the seaport, and they're the ones that go straight to the bay and just let off like travelers, and the ones that go to this depot, this recessed cave, and let off people who have things to unload. And you set up, there are these, not pneumatic, because that doesn't exist yet, but they are these big iron hooks on the front of this ferry that once you go in to the bay, two sailors, they like pick them up, like the controls for them, which are like, you know, levers basically, and they reach forward and then they cinch shut around two iron rods that are built into this place to secure the ferry so it can't move, it can't like shift when they're unloading all this stuff. And then the front sort of, it's like a plank, like a gangplank almost.
Sure. Which
is just the front wall of the ship, just kind of folds down and you can walk down.
Now, do we have our calves on us, or are those coming later?
No, they're on this thing. They're being loaded off.
Okay, cool. All right.
We talked about the transportation of them in the other game, and basically we came to the conclusion that they have sort of an inactive travel state where they like curl up and like hug their knees. Though the Serendipity may or may not have knees to hug, considering it's got that like ball gown thing, and we haven't actually like I don't know if does it have normal legs under the ball gown, or is it like a weird thing?
It has normal legs, but
okay.
They might be a little like more stocky than normal.
Yeah, I was just like, what if it's like a spider down there or something?
Oh god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! What have I done? I haven't thought of this. Why don't we call it normal legs for now? Because Arto was very like much like she was extra, but she wasn't like I feel like little spider legs, while awesome, kind of devolves the mech into a very like horror theme, terrifying like prettiness. You know, I feel like that's the kind of thing with the spider legs that you get, which is what I'm very into, but I don't think Arto would be. So I think normal legs, but alternate movement might be a thing in the future.
That's true. I was thinking that like those spider legs could mean that like it looks like it's hovering as it moves because it moves so smoothly.
Okay, actually, yes, I want to do that.
Okay,
let's do that.
It doesn't confer any special bonuses at the moment, but it just means that when it moves super. But basically, what this means then is that in this case, those legs all fold up, and the ball gown sort of like recedes a little bit to make it easier to move around.
Suddenly, Dark Sun Gwendolyn is like now part of my aesthetic for Occult Serendipity. And Dark Sun Gwendolyn is the greatest character of all time. So
yeah, I mean, Gwendolyn's been in there this whole time, at least in my head.
Yeah, I had actually not even thought about that until now, but yeah, for sure.
Hell to the yeah. So yeah, so there's but they're like covered in these like sheets or whatever, so that people aren't like, oh my god, look at the robots.
Yeah. Well, they would say, look at the huge monsters.
Look at those weird monsters made of porcelain and black crystal. Black and transparent crystal with gold embellishments. That is the wildness of the Nimble Mistral. So as the front like door of this thing flips down and allows like a ramp for everyone to come down off of, you see like a group of workers, sort of like standing at the ready with a foreman ahead of them. This group is made up of like goblins, humans, and a couple of bugbears, all in these sort of like overalls that you see Eustace in. And with one of them's got like a nicer hat with that says foreman across the brim. And he says, "Does anybody require offloading services for themselves today?"
I look over at Eustace.
And Eustace looks, and I don't know. Do you think you can help? Do you think we can unload 2 statues ourselves?
Ixnay on the statues, eh?
They could see them.
Oh. I mean, if there's no danger, then I suppose it's no problem. We could just have them help.
Yeah, if they're covered. I don't even know. I might have made you roll to unload them if you decided to do it yourselves. But yeah, they're just he's like, yeah, we could use some help with these. And you notice there's like, you were not the only boats to come in today. So there are other like traders with like raw goods, like crates and dry goods and supplies and stuff. And like a lot of them are just loading them themselves with workers that they have working for them. And you can kind of get the feeling this is sort of like an income. This is a job, is this like freelance loader. As there's, these goblins and humans and bugbears come in and start like just taking, lashing these. I don't know if you've ever like seen like a moving company at work, like moving furniture, like lashing like all of these things on these like big dollies that have like several sets of handles for them to carry and load together. And so that, they basically wrap these things up like mummies in these big, sturdy leather belts, effectively that secure them to these carts, and they start loading them down.
Nice, easy.
Yeah, yeah. No, they're pros. And this foreman's got his like a clipboard, or probably not an actual clipboard, but he's got like a slate that he's got a pad of paper tied to, and he says, "And what name are these going to be loaded in the name of?"
I look at Zara, like...
I look at Nemo.
Nemo sighs. He says, "Put them under the Deeplore Expeditionary Company. We should have a car waiting on the railway." And this guy, like, flips a couple pages and he goes, "Oh, yep, that seems like it is. So, fantastic. Everything's in order. You folks have a great day." And then he goes and the robots get wheeled off. The cabs are gone.
Nice. Do we have like an itinerary?
No. There is currently a train in the station. Train will be leaving tomorrow.
Oh, sweet. We got a day. All right.
It's I think probably you come in around like mid-morning, almost noon.
I want to note that Tiuku sees these freelance unloaders. Is like, this could work.
That's a good cover for you sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like you could just like unload stuff and just take them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The hard part would be getting into the crew and without arousing suspicion.
If these are freelance people, she could just be her own freelance person.
That's true.
That's actually a really good grift. A really simple grift.
Uh-huh.
Really simple grift. Yeah, these are simple folks back in the old 1800s.
By the way, we are out of rations, right? We ate all our rations.
We're out of rations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're gonna need to restock at least.
There's actually a supply move that no one ever uses because it's not a active move.
Oh.
But when you go to buy something with gold on hand, if it's something readily available in the settlement you're in, you can buy it at market price. It's that simple. If it's something special beyond what's usually available or non-mundane, you can roll charisma.
So I think I want to say to everybody, I'm going to say, well, seems like we have a day to hang out.
That's lovely.
Actually, as you're talking, you're walking further into this like trading post almost, because there are shops in Azure Bay above ground, but down here this is sort of like where you buy stuff like wholesale if you're a trader or a merchant. And so you see like this kind of like dense network of like man-made caves, hand-carved caves that there's sort of these different supply like stops at. You can see there's like, dry supplies, dried supplies next to it. And one of them you see says the Azure Bay Metalworkers Union. And there is a goblin standing out there. Goblins in this universe, we talked a little bit, they are sort of like raccoons with big pointy ears.
Good.
Yeah, so they got the little bandit masks and they got like fennec fox ears.
So cute.
And this goblin is standing outside. He's got like a page newsboy cap, and he's wearing a sandwich board. And it says, "Far or near, fix it here." It's like a little slogan with like a wrench under it. And he's like walking back and forth, kind of like strutting, checking out, like showing off his cool board. Like
he's doing those flips with like a mattress. Or whatever. Well,
it's a sandwich board, so he's wearing it.
Oh, I see.
That's so cute.
That goes over your shoulders. And he's like, you see him going up to different like passerby, and like he's like pointing at it, like, eh. No one's like really paying a lot of attention because he's a little goblin, and his like gaze like shifts and locks on Eustace, and he says, "Oh my God, holy shit, boss, you're back!" And books in a full sprint with this sandwich board around his shoulders and immediately falls on his face.
Oh. Are you okay?
Eustace goes, "Oh my God," and walks over. He says, Charlie, what'd I tell you about running with the sandwich board? And he picks him up and sets him on his feet, and he's like panting, and he's like, I'm so good. Hey, boss, you're back. Oh, my man. Oh, my Lord of stars alive. Hello. And he puts out his hand to you, Tiuku. "My name is Charlie Axel. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Hello, my name is Tiuku Campana. Pleasure to meet you too. That's the fake name that she's given.
Okay. So he's got his hand held out to Zara, but he looks at Tiuku and he like crosses his arms to hold out a hand to her too.
I shake his hand and I say, Zara Fontaine, nice to meet you.
Hey, well, out of there. Boss, you didn't say you were going to be back so soon. Just looking up at Eustace, and Eustace is like, "Well, I didn't expect to be. I thought it was going to be a bit of a longer thing, but I guess it's a bit more of a transient contract, going to different spokes." And he's like, Charlie Axel, because goblins are named after tools and different like things. Mm-hmm. There's others named like George Anvil and Tommy Hammer.
Tommy Hammer. That is a great gangster name.
Yeah.
That is.
Yo, Tommy the Hammer over here.
Yeah.
That was a terrible gangster voice. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. So Charlie's like, "Oh, hey. Maggie's inside. She's working on some stuff. You want to say hi?" And Eustace kind of like scratches his beard and he's like, how about you tell her that I'll be home for dinner tonight and that she should concentrate on her work. I don't want to get too distracted from her work. I'm sure she's got very important work going on. It's like, yeah, she's building an engine. I guess that's pretty important. Hey, who are you folks?
We're Eustace's coworkers.
No, you ain't. And he like pokes himself in the chest. He says, "I'm Eustace's coworker."
Okay, we're on the.
We're his new bosses. Kind of.
Not exactly.
Okay, just as long as you're not trying to work for him, because I work for him. Me. And he points himself.
Look, it's more like we work together.
He squints with his little raccoon eyes.
Oh.
And he perks up. He's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go try to scare up some more business. You should come by if you want. It's got good stuff. Rufus made tarts. Made blueberry tarts.
Ooh.
They're good. So they're in the office if you want some. I guess we gotta get back to welding and stuff, and I gotta go make sure that we have people coming to the shop so that we can get money and eat.
Well, it was nice to meet you, Charlie.
Yeah. It's a pleasure meeting you too, Miss Fontaine, Zara Fontaine. There you go. He shakes your hand again.
Nice to meet you.
All right, cool. And they're like, straightens his hat a little bit again. And he's like, all right. And he turns and starts walking and he yells, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it is broke, bring it to us. and like just starts yelling slogans. And Eustace was like, well, that's good.
He seems nice.
Oh no, Charlie's he's a great kid. All the Axel brothers are fine, upstanding, good workers. I'm just glad that Maggie didn't hear us.
Why?
Well, she can get a little intense during the workday.
I see.
So that wasn't intense?
No, that was effervescent, I believe the word is.
Uh-huh. I'm not sure if I want to see intense.
Nemo is like off to the side. He's got his arms crossed and he says, Are we done? What the hell was that?
I don't know how to respond to this. I guess we could always just meet you at the train station tomorrow if you want.
Yeah, I think that. Well, how about this? You need supplies and stuff, right?
Yeah, we do.
Well, how about you just drop some money off with me and I can go get them for you. I feel like, considering what Jameson told me about your negotiative abilities, that's probably something you're going to want me to handle.
Excuse me? I have no qualms at you being our little errand boy, but please don't doubt my abilities of negotiation.
I wasn't talking to you, Miss Bell. Or what was that, Campana?
Yeah, that's one of my many names that I go by. That I just made up.
Congratulations. I'm still Bartimaeus Nemo. People still know me. And I can go get some supplies if you want to hang out.
All right,
yes.
Fuck yeah, sure, yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. So,
How much? I just want to refill my dungeon rations.
Okay. Well, refill is kind of a funny way thing because like you can buy as many as you want and then just have them for that long.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have I have 7 out of 8 loads, so like I can get dungeon rations.
That's true.
Are rations like set of 5 is weight 1, or is it like
Set of 5 is weight 1? Yeah.
okay? Then I could get 2 sets of 5.
Talking about rations. There are dungeon rations, which is 5 uses. That's 3 coins and 1 weight. Should not taste, but not bad either. Mm-hmm. There is dwarven hardtack, that requires dwarf. I don't know if that means you have to be a dwarf to use it.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, so maybe dwarven hardtack is just a gem.
Yeah, could be.
like unrefined minerals. It makes sense.
I like that.
Then there's elven bread rations, which is 1 weight, but 7 uses.
Oh, that would be nice.
How much is that?
10 coins.
I'll spend that one.
But minus 4 because of Bartimaeus' minstrel ability.
So 6 coins.
6 coins for 7 uses.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I will get some. I would like him to get me some elven rations.
Do you think it's actually elf bread in this universe, or is it just like
Oh, let's make it like Oh, can it be I mean, listen. It tastes great. It's bread, right? It's good ass bread.
Good ass.
I'll tell you
bread.
where you can get the best bread in the archipelago.
That's Valentina, right?
That's Valentina.
Packed full of nutrients, extremely
Packed
full.
with nutrients.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we can say that's laganal bread.
Laganal cornbread.
Oh.
With real whole nuggets of corn.
Oh, so it's like it's got special surprises in it.
It's got special surprises in it, and it's also stuffed with a spiced meat.
That sounds pretty good.
And it stays forever because the spiced meat is salted and like cured. So it's basically like a jerky sandwich with a little bit of sweetness to it.
Okay, I'm into that. Is there any other supplies that anybody needs that for Nemo to get?
That's all my weight. So
there's also like healing potions and stuff. Healing potions are 0 weight.
Healing potions are 0 weight, you say?
Yeah.
I would like to buy 1 healing potion, which is 0 weight, right?
Yes. 50
Okay.
coins with 0 weight.
Yes, I would like to buy 1 healing potion, and I would also like to buy 1 set of bandages.
It'd also be 46 for you because -4.
Oh wait. Yeah, you're right.
Everything you buy is minus is
Holy
4 less.
crap! What a steal.
Mm-hmm.
Bandages are 5 coins, so it's only 1 coin for me. What a steal! Oh my god.
Are you gonna be like your healer?
Maybe. I mean, like, I definitely want to just have some like backup in case. Anything else that's 0 weight here? Antitoxin. Definitely want some antitoxin. I'm just gonna stock up a bit here.
Yeah. I mean, this is the place to do it, right?
Yep. I'll take some antitoxin and halfling pipe leaf too.
Which are whose pipe leaf is that? If the elf bread is lagonal bread.
Tiuku, you want to take this one?
Maybe it would be koshaki. Like, mainly used for, like, business transactions or something.
Okay.
It would be cool.
Yeah, I'm about that. Koshaki do a lot of freelance sort of negotiations, so that would make sense. Koshaki pipe leaf is 6 uses, but you use 2 uses every time you use it, so it's actually only 3.
Yep.
All right. Unless anybody wants to buy like a weapon or armor or something, I think you're good. Also, I checked. You can encumber yourself. There is a move for that.
No, thank you. I'll pass on that.
All right. Yeah, you can go up to +2 your load, which you just take not -1 ongoing. Just so you know that is an option. It's not like you like stop moving, break. That.
Okay, no problem. Thanks for letting me know. Let's see. I don't want to get any, but I would say I get poisons, but that's really not Zara's style.
I mean, Tiuku's gonna get some poisons, and Tiuku's gonna get some knives for her knife thingy, and stuff like that. Like a very suspicious list of stuff to buy for Nemo.
Okay. So are you getting more throwing daggers?
Actually, because I'm in the city thief now, I have brace of throwing knives. So I'm getting some throwing knives. I just want a little bit more ammo. Does it increase the weight?
But throwing daggers are 0 weight, so no.
Whoa, nice.
Yes. Granted, if you buy like 1 million of them, we might have to talk about that, but individually.
Is there a price for those?
They are 1 coin a piece, but if you're buying like multiple, we can just subtract the thing from the total.
Okay.
Thrown weapons are like usually you have a pool of ammo, and you might have that for your brace of knives.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, thrown weapons are just that much. The amount that you own is the amount that you have. So you're buying 8.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put some stuff here.
So does that mean that Tiuku is just like fucking decked out in knives?
Yeah. I think there is some like a thingy that they're not all, on her, obviously.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Oh man, she's like a fucking ninja from Naruto with the kunai. Anyway, not to talk about Naruto on our D&D Dungeon World podcast. Oh, I actually found a really cool image that might be
of Naruto.
Of Naruto.
No, of a brace of throwing knives.
Nart.
Oh, it's like that. I kind of thought it was like arm thingy, but
it could also be an arm thingy if you want to have them on your arms. You have 10 knives on your body is the important thing to know.
That's so good. I love that. I want it to be like
That's like a garter.
Yes, that's what I was thinking, but I forgot the word.
Because if it's on your thigh, like this picture is, this image that I linked, because you listener don't have this, you're not allowed to be in our Roll20 game. It's just like a canvas bag that goes around your thigh, with like slots in it that you slot the knives in and then secure them with a little tag. And it's over jeans. It's not like just on somebody's bare thigh, in this image. I don't know why I need to reassure you of that, but I said it. Anyway, so you're getting some throwing knives, you're getting poison, you said?
Oh yeah, I got Oil of Tagit, which is a target fall into light sleep.
Ooh, okay.
And I already have Golden Root, which I had from my old playbook, but I should probably pretend I bought it now or something.
Yeah, well, I think you had it. You just don't...
Okay.
Since you switched to City Thief, you don't have the ability to make any more.
Okay. I kind of want to get the personal fees just for fun, but I think I'm gonna get that, or maybe like Dwarven Star or something.
Dwarven what? Oh, a keg? You're gonna get a keg?
Yeah. It's important rations.
I love the description for a keg of Dwarven Stout, which is, when you open a keg of Dwarven Stout and let everyone drink freely, take +1 to your carouse roll. If you drink a whole keg yourself, you are very, very drunk.
Wait, it's 4 weight.
It's 4 weight. Yeah, it's a keg of beer.
Oh my god, I don't think she's gonna carry a keg of beer with her.
No, probably not.
No.
You only have 8, just like Zara.
I've got an idea, which is that if I ever have enough weight, I can buy the keg of Dwarven Stout, and one of my gadgets can be the hat with the fucking beer cans on it.
That does sound very good. It's just one beer can, and it's the keg, and that's on your head.
He was number 1!
It's like a... it's like a camel pack. You know those fucking backpacks with the water in it?
Hell yeah. It's exactly like that.
Hello, welcome to our shopping podcast where Dicey.
Listen, shopping is like my favorite part of D&D. So.
Oh no, same. I love supply runs.
I love buying crap I'm never going to use. Okay, so we give them our shopping list, and then we're free to do whatever we want, right? Oh, we should go deliver that letter.
You should go deliver that letter.